October is gonna be your month, okay? You're gonna be healthy, happy.
Is this the last time I can see you in a while? Is it the truth that you'll be living tonight?
Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan. If you have not been here before, thank you for coming. Today I'm doing a Q&A. I don't think I've ever done one of these, but I submitted this to my Instagram a couple days ago and I screenshotted the questions. So some of them are graphic design, some of them are life questions, some of them are just random, but we're gonna go through all of them sort of quickly because I don't know how long my answers are going to take and I don't want this video to be crazy long. Let's hop into this Q&A and I hope you guys enjoy it. Okay, the first question is the next trip that I am planning. So some of you guys found me from my Sweden vlogs. I'm going to answer two questions in one because I got a question on if I'm ever going to be going back to Sweden. And I know some of you found me from those videos. It was an amazing time of our lives. Samar, my boyfriend, had a job opportunity there and it ended up not really working out. It wasn't fully the job he thought he was going to be performing. He likes to be more hands-on with machinery and it was more so office style work environment, and he is an engineer and likes to problem solve, so it just wasn't a great fit for his career. And I'm just so happy that we actually had the opportunity to go out there, especially during a pandemic. It was kind of scary because I was very worried traveling throughout that time, but it was almost kind of nice that we were there during that time because I felt like they treated COVID so differently, and it was just kind of cool to see the other side of things. But Sweden was amazing. I want to go back. Me and Samar were trying to go to Seattle because he's never been. I went a long time ago, but we were watching the food tours of Seattle and it looks amazing. So we were planning on going there, but when Leo got his little urinary issue, we decided to cancel it and plan it for another time later on. Maybe we'll go in November. I'm not sure yet. We're kind of it's just crazy how quickly the year is going by. So honestly, we probably won't go anywhere the rest of this year. But next year, I think this year I will be meeting him in Austin, Texas. He works there. I've never been, so I'm very excited to go there. That's the only thing I have planned besides going home to California to see my family for the holidays. But that's all I have planned. So what about you guys? Let me know down below because I love traveling. I miss traveling and I'm hoping next year we can hit up Europe again because it's my favorite. All right, my goals for the rest of this year. My goals are I have a savings goal. I always have a savings goal, so that's definitely top of mind for me right now, especially as the year is coming to a close. I'm not quite where I wanted to be, so I'm aggressively saving these next few months, and it was really hard to do that when Leo, I keep on mentioning this, but his vet bill was crazy. We probably spent close to $3,000, $4,000. So it's just crazy how you need to have a emergency fund, because that definitely put a little bit of a hinder in me reaching that savings goal. That is one of my goals. Another goal of mine is to finish all client work before December 1st. I really want to take the entire month of December off and focus on just being happy, being around family, getting ready for the following year. So that is a huge goal of mine as well. So it's going to be a busy October and November. If I will ever do a bodybuilding show again, if you guys don't know, I sort of dabbled in the bikini competition world for a while. I absolutely have so much respect for anyone that does that. I think it takes a huge amount of not only willpower, but you basically can't focus on anything but that if you really want to succeed. And that's just something I can't do right now. I probably never will really want to do that. I just love design and the career path I'm on right now, that when I was competing, it just takes a toll on you so much to the point where I couldn't even sit at a desk and focus because I was so depleted and tired and exhausted. So probably not something I will do again, but I do have a lot of fitness goals. I just don't share a lot about it, but some of my fitness goals are to I'm trying to build up my shoulders. That's always been a goal of mine. I want the bolder shoulder look, and so I'm always in the gym trying to achieve my goals there, but I probably will never step on a stage again to compete. What system do you use to manage projects? Asana, Notion, etc. I have used Asana in the past. I love Asana. I think it's great, especially if you have a long ongoing project. For me, I'm a little bit old-fashioned in the way that I literally just use my Google Calendar. I'm kind of crazy in this way where I have Google Calendar, I have my whiteboard calendar, I have DUBSADO. DUBSADO is definitely helps a lot with like project management. DUBSADO actually saves me, so that's like a number one thing I would recommend just for like invoicing and like payment plans and all that. But I manage all of my projects through my Google Calendar. I just like have different calendars for different projects. So I made a video on this. I'll link it right above here if you want to check that out. Love Asana though, so if you're thinking about trying one, I would give that one a shot. But I just keep it the old-fashioned way. And that's not even really old-fashioned because I feel like Google Calendar is pretty up with the times. We're gonna get more into like the design questions here, but someone asked, did you intentionally match your home interiors with your branding, or is it vice versa? So I thought that was funny because I actually recently was speaking to someone and they said that my website really represents my style, and that's exactly the goal. That should be your goal with every type of branding project, especially your own personal one. But in terms of my home decor, I love plants, I love beige, I love neutrals. So yeah, I would say that first came the house interiors and then came my branding. So I kind of just like would go and figure out what I was drawn to most for my home interior decoration, and then that just reflected into my new website that I have. But I am currently working on kind of updating my website. I love the way it is right now, but working on little updates. But yeah, definitely my house interiors came before the actual personal branding, but I'm glad that they're flowing seamlessly because that is definitely the goal. Do you plan on adding photography to your business now or creating a new entity? So I've been dabbling in the idea of adding photography into my website package. Why, you might ask? Because I noticed with some of the clients I work with that they have issues with the images of their website, and sometimes clients will think it's acceptable to take images on their iPhone or low quality images, which can really bring down the whole quality of the website. So I thought it'd be really cool to start including that as a part of my package or an add-on. So I think I'm gonna try and merge the two together because at the end of the day, they're both creative fields, and I love photography. That was actually my very first passion and what I thought I was gonna do forever. So I miss it and I really do enjoy it. So I think I'm gonna merge the two. I set up a separate Instagram just because I don't wanna start mixing random portraits of people with my own personal Instagram. I just felt like it wasn't fitting for me. So I have a separate Instagram, but I'm going to be merging the two. I don't know. It's still kind of up in the air. I'm still kind of thinking about what I want to do with that. But what ways have you been most successful in reaching clients? So this is always a question. Sometimes I ask this too, like where are people finding these clients? But when I really think about my business and where they come from, networking is huge. I was in a sorority in college, and I feel like a lot of the people that are reaching out to me as of recently are people from my sorority or parents of people from my sorority. So that has been a blessing. I thought that the sorority was, not to sound negative, but kind of a waste of my time looking back on it. But now it's bringing in a lot of leads for me. So it's just crazy how everything happens for a reason, and it's just amazing how it all comes back around. But besides networking and getting your name out there and sharing your work, Instagram and YouTube are huge for me. I have gotten quite a few clients through YouTube, but also Instagram. So those two are huge. Just keep posting. If you feel like you're in a slow month or slow season right now, post as much as you can. Share your process, and just try and do that as much as possible, because people will start to relate your name to design, and when they need that, they're gonna think of you. So keep on sharing and get on social media. It's gonna help so much. Ever use Elementor Pro, or you just prefer Divi? Why? And thanks a lot. So I personally have tried a lot of different visual builders. I've tried Elementor, I've tried, I knew I was gonna blank on the name of it. The reason I like Divi the most is just because, honestly, they're all amazing, but Divi for me, it's just like the visual builder has so many customizations to it, and you can also download the plugin, what's it called? It's like Divi Supreme, which comes with extra visual building capabilities. So I've noticed with Divi that the settings to allow like overlapping of images and to just really customize a page completely is much easier for me, at least on Divi. But I'm not gonna say like all of those other ones are bad. They're honestly all really good. Elementor it actually limits the amount of websites you can use it on, and that's another reason that Divi gets a check mark for me, because you can use Divi on unlimited amount of websites. So just something to keep in mind, and you just pay a yearly fee to do that. So yeah. Okay, the next question. How many hours do you work per day? Do you work them straight, or do you take breaks? So breaks are necessary, I think, for anyone. Any human being needs a break. For me, I definitely have to take one, but I'll give you a little rundown of what my day looks like. So I wake up, I've been trying to wake up earlier, but I typically wake up around 6:30, 7 a.m. and then I usually will typically go straight to the gym. So I just get that out the way. Go to the gym, and it kind of just sets me up for my day. But then I get to work around 8:30, 9 o'clock typically. I'll sit at my desk and I'll start doing my full-time job work. Don't talk a lot about that, but I do have a full-time job. I'm balancing full-time and side hustle, so it's a long day. So I definitely have to get my workout done early. But I will work for my full-time job for, honestly, I can get all my stuff done within like 5 hours, but I know I'm supposed to still kind of be on the clock for the total of 8 hours, so 9 to 5. But typically I finish up and I'm just make sure that I'm close to my email in case anything is needed. But after those 5 hours, I put in another, let's see, I work until probably 7 or 8. No, like 6 or 7. Lately, I've been really good about trying to finish by 6. So sometimes they're 10-hour days, sometimes they're a normal 8-hour day, sometimes they're like 12, 15-hour days. So it can really vary. If I'm in the middle of like a big branding project or a website especially, I have very long days, and I try and get everything done for the weekend, because I know when the weekend comes I'm not going to want to do it, but sometimes I give myself the weekend to kind of catch up. So I hope that answers your question. I know it's kind of vague, but my days change based on what's going on. How to deal with client, I'm assuming that means like a difficult client. They're out there, you're going to have to deal with them. But I would say number one tip for that, I made a video too, which I'll link up here, but number one tip, cover yourself with a really great contract. I have some for sale, and whenever I update my contract, I send a mass email out to anyone who has purchased it, because I'm constantly learning too. I'm not like, that's not my contract for life. I'm sure I'll add and change things as I keep learning, but have a great contract. That'll save you, because if you are dealing with a difficult client, you can bring up the contract and you can basically terminate the project if necessary. But don't always rely on that. I think sometimes dealing with difficult clients means just breathing, being patient, and really trying to communicate so you can avoid lots of back and forth. Do you have a graphic design educational background? So I would say a little bit. Yes, I went to college and I got a bachelor's degree in visual communications. That does sound like graphic design, but I'll be honest, I didn't really learn any graphic design in college. Technically, it's called the journalism degree, so I really learned a lot about press releases, marketing. I learned how to like write really well, which I wouldn't even consider myself a good writer. But I learned a lot about those kinds of things. I didn't really learn any of the Adobe programs. I kind of just like, because I was taking photography in school, so I learned Adobe Photoshop, like front and back of Adobe Photoshop, which helped me kind of transition into the design field a lot easier. I jumped into learning Adobe Illustrator with my first corporate job, so I just kind of like jumped into it. And I feel like if you're born creative and artistic, you understand the basics of like white space and like art and everything like that. So it kind of should come naturally. However, like if you're trying to learn how to really be a great designer, there's so many great courses online. I'm making a course. I haven't announced anything yet, but I am working on a course and I'm going to go very in-depth with it, so I can't give you an estimated date of when it will be done because I want to make sure I go over everything, like down to what white spaces, colors, everything. So definitely keep an eye out for that, but I'm going off on a tangent. Alright you guys, that is all the questions. I hope that I answered everything you asked. If you have any other questions, please leave them down below. I will definitely answer them. This was really fun. I definitely want to do these more. So yeah, let me know if you guys liked it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. It always makes me super happy. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. I love to build this online community and I am always here for you if you have questions. So definitely reach out. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for submitting those questions, and I will see you guys in my next video.
Golden, I follow the golden.